Operation Talon Steel. Men identified as working for Gospic have killed an Interpol agent who had infiltrated their operation and seized control of an airport on Cayman Brac. Their baggage, which has been recovered, contains aerosol dispersal equipment intended for use with the blistering agent, the existence of which has been confirmed. Your mission is to secure the airport and neutralize all gunmen.
Bad luck for Interpol this time. They had a man infiltrating Gospic's operation from the other side, and he just called in from the Cayman Brac airport with the last pieces of the puzzle. The endgame is set for Rio de Janeiro at the Festas Junias. The men the agent was working with were involved in smuggling the chemical agent from the Caymans to Rio so that Gospic could expose the crowds at the festival. We're talking hundreds of thousands of people, minimum. Unfortunately, backup didn't reach their man in time, and he was killed. The good news, what there is of it, is that the local police have been on a hair trigger lately. They arrived in time to keep at least some of Gospic's people on the island and contain them within the airport complex. They also confiscated the luggage these jokers were trying to load onto a private plane. It's aerosol equipment, perfect for dispersing the blistering agent. This helps limit the ones who got away. Get to work.
We have one more tidbit on Gospic himself. On a hunch, I had a look at his medical records. They tell the rest of the man's story. He's got liver cancer, and it's terminal. The initial prognosis was 6 months. That was 2 years ago. But he can't keep bucking the odds forever. Looking at his psych profile, I'd say he's a good candidate for a grand suicide gesture. And the blistering agent gives him the perfect tool for the job. The real twist, however, is what comes after he's dead. We know now from the records at the meatpacking plant that he's been squirreling away money for years to support a new global fascist movement. It would be his little goodbye present to the world, a legacy of hate from the Second World War. As part of that, he was targeting tracts of the Venezuelan oil fields for acquisition, with an eye on sabotaging them so the bottom would fall out of the price. The man's literally worth billions, and as soon as he dies, it all goes towards resurrecting the jackbooted goose stick.
There are no hostages this time, so weapons free.
Green, waiting for Alpha.
Contact.
Hostile neutralized.
Contact. Threat neutralized.
Alpha, go, go, go!
Hostile eliminated. Tango down. Contact. Hostile down. Contact. Tango down.
Hostile down.
Tango neutralized. Hostile down. Threat eliminated.
Hostile neutralized. Reform on me. Red, waiting for Bravo. Threat eliminated. Tango neutralized. Hostile down. Contact. Threat neutralized. Bravo, go! Threat eliminated. Hostile down. Red, waiting for Charlie. Fall in. Green, waiting for Charlie. Charlie, go! Hostile down.
Contact. Tango neutralized.
Mission completed.
The airport is clear. I've arranged transport to Rio.
Operation Whisper Blade. A garage near the Festas Juninas parade route in Rio de Janeiro must be stormed. It has been identified as the site where Gospic constructed the parade float from which he intended to disperse the blistering agent. Intel believes that Alvaro Gutierrez is on site, supervising the last details of the operation. Your mission is to secure the garage and capture Gutierrez.
Intel has recovered the notebook kept by the Interpol agent who was killed on Cayman Brac. Among other things, it's got the address for a garage in Rio, where Gospic's men have been building a parade float. It also has a schedule for where the float's going to be when along the parade route. We don't know where it is now, but we do know where the garage is. Even better, according to the notebook, Gutierrez is still scheduled to be there. We can capture one rat, and he'll lead us to the other. Most of the equipment should be out of the garage already, which means less cover for whatever resistance you do uncover. It also means there's less chance that the blistering agent might get set off accidentally during the shooting. The Brazilian government isn't terribly thrilled with our intervention in this matter, but they owe us one from Porto de Alegre. Besides, if Intel read that notebook right, we've got a matter of hours before everything hits the fan.
Right now, Rio's in the middle of the Festas de Juninas. It's a series of celebrations venerating a handful of saints, and it comes with the usual parade and whatnot. It also brings a lot of people into the city and onto the streets, especially along the parade route. That means there'll be crowds in exactly the places we're going to need to look for Gospic. Gospic has sponsored a float in the big parade the last few years. He's entered one again this year. Put two and two together and you confirm what that Interpol agent told us. He's using the float as a way to spread the blistering agent along the entire length of the parade route.
The clock's ticking. Let's move.
Green, waiting for Alpha. Alpha, go, go, go!
Hello?
Threat down.
Hostile eliminated.
I'm getting out of here!
Hostile down. Threat neutralized.
What was that?
Hostile neutralized. Threat neutralized.
Contact. Tango down. Contact. Hostile down.
Look out!
Hostile down.
Hostile neutralized. Green, waiting for Bravo. Bravo, go! Hostile down.
Tango down.
Green, waiting for Charlie. Go, go, go!
Contact. Threat eliminated.
Tango, down.
That's odd.
Green, placing explosives. Green, explosives ready. Green, waiting for Charlie. Charlie, go!
Hostile eliminated.
Mission completed.
Someone's coming in to take charge of Gutierrez ASAP, but Gospic is still out there.
Operation Steel Rose. The float concealing the blistering agent has been located near the beginning of the parade route and must be seized. Gutierrez has surrendered the rough locations of both Gospic and the blistering agent, which he intends to disperse by means of a small concussion device. Your mission is to prevent the detonation of the explosive and eliminate both Gospic and his men.
Gutierrez ratted out Gospic to save his own skin, which is good news for us. The float's being prepared on a side street near the start of the parade route. It's guarded by everything Gospic has left, which means that hopefully they're keeping civilians away from it. Gospic himself is somewhere in the area. He wants to watch it go down up close and personal, which means that we can nail it. We've relayed our findings to the local authorities, and the police are already moving people off the streets. They're leaving Gospic to us. Be sure to search the buildings around the float for him and his men.
With the loss of his aerosol equipment, Gospic has been forced to fall back on a cruder distribution method. According to Gutierrez, he's planted an explosive charge right in the middle of the float, with the blistering agent bundled around it. In the middle of the parade, Gospic's boys are going to abandon the float and the device will blow. It's a tricky balance, but if he's figured the forces right, the detonation could spread the chemical agent over half the city. If he hasn't, the blast will probably just kill everyone for a couple of blocks. It's a lose-lose situation. Ultimately, Intel believes that this isn't about Rio in particular. It's about the impact an event like this will have across all of South America. The projections that have been run are not pretty. Even the most optimistic leave the door wide open for Gospic, or more accurately his heirs, to swoop in on those oil fields and make a killing. Now that we know what's going on, steps can be taken to prevent that. But the first order of business is still stopping Gospic.